Hey, this is Sam Simon, and you're listening to the Paulie Z Show. Oh yeah, I said it.
Yo, 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 welcome back to the Paulie Z Show. This is episode number 36, and this is also part 2 of my West Coast series. Yes, and today I have, for me, it's always special when I get to have the guests in as opposed to calling in. And today I have a physical body in front of me right now, very handsome physical body.
I like this show already.
I know the right things to say, my friend. So a good buddy of mine, his name is Sam Simon. Sam, say hi.
Hey, Paulie Z.
Hey.
Hey, Paulie Z's podcast audience. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And if they could talk, they'd be like, we're doing good too.
No, they're going, who?
No. Well, let's explain. For maybe somebody might say, "Oh, who is that?" And
Right.
which there are people, believe it or not, there are people out there that don't know who I am. It's not a lot of them, but they're out there.
Well, they're not listening to this.
That's true. So, well, Sam, all right, tell everybody so that I don't. Well, you know what? Hey, hold on a second. Let's before we get into that, a funny thing happened. You walked in, and I got caught red-handed because I had my laptop open, and you saw your name typed in Wikipedia, and you're like, "Oh no, don't tell me you're using that for your information." And I got caught because I go to, it's like the quickest, easiest way to try to get some basic information.
That's true.
And so this way I can discuss some stuff.
The only thing is, Wikipedia, anybody can post anything, and there's just some things on there that I don't especially like that aren't true. And I know, I never look at my Wikipedia, but when I was doing promotion for my poker show, I'm going like, why is everybody asking this one question? Why is this number that keep coming up? And it's because just everybody does it before an interview.
Right.
And so, the things I don't like are when I had a 60 Minutes profile, which is now meaningless compared to doing your podcast.
Wow, thank you very much.
But they said, it's really important to the story. Can we say how much money you make on the Simpsons?
Oh, yes.
And I think I said, I don't know how many figures it is. I think I said something about 8.
It said 10 in the Wikipedia.
So I said 8 figures, and then they said 10 million. And it bothers me that it's not.
Oh, you never said that.
Yeah, well, no. They're the best. David Browning and Morley Safer are the best journalists, but it's not really what I said, and that is now in stone as the money I make. So that's that kind. I kind of feel weird about having it out there, but having it out there wrong is it's more. Okay, I'll tell you. But anyway, there's that, and then there's a quote from George Carlin.
Yes, in his book.
Yeah, that, I kind of, it's the book that came out after he died. So it strikes, it's never anything that George, who I just have the utmost admiration for and treasured our experience working together, it's just nothing that there was a semblance of in our working relationship. And I would see him and talk to him occasionally after, this is now 15 years ago. I would still see him and talk to him and communicate with him a little bit, and it just never came up. So I don't know why that's in the book or what was going on with him when he wrote it. He's not here to answer for it, but there it is right there on my Wikipedia page. And, my answer to it is I feel horrible. I loved working with him. I'm not sure what he's
And what's the point of having
about
that there anyway? That's what I don't understand.
Well,
there's people that
people that stalk you and put that stuff up. And if you take it down, which I don't do anymore, but when Wikipedia started, I would try to take stuff down. But they just put it right back up. And what you did, it's not just what people do for an interview. It's what any meeting you have the first thing they do is Google somebody and go to your Wikipedia
And it's the top.
page.
Yeah, and it comes up the top. It's like, so it's the quickest, easiest. It's a shame because it is.
But I do it
become,
too.
You know, how do you know? It's like, how do you? It's like going to YouTube. Like we tried to see a video clip today, me and you. We were trying, and the first thing I thought of was YouTube. Why? Just because it just became part of our national consciousness.
Yeah,
That it's like
and,
that's
and you know, YouTube is a tape of something that happened. You know, so
But there's tons of other websites out there that we
Really?
could probably go to. Oh yeah,
as big as that.
I don't know if it's as big, but
Yeah.
it becomes like even like Google. If you think about it, Google, it's like I don't even think of Yahoo or the other ones anymore, even though
Right.
they're probably just as good. But I think it's like Wikipedia. It's like Facebook. It's like I get annoyed with it too because there was a lot of stuff on the ZO2 Wikipedia.
Oh, really?
That wasn't very nice. Yeah, it said like the record came out. It looked like someone who didn't like us went in and wrote something, and I'm like, this is not true. Right? It's like it said like the album sales were
there's
terrible.
stuff like
and they
that
got-
on mine too.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, for my thing, I go just to get like an overview. I don't look at that stuff. I kind of like, okay, I'm assuming it's fairly close and it's quick enough. I mean,
Did you know I worked on The Simpsons before you
well,
looked
that
at
I
that?
knew. Yes,
Oh, you knew
I
that?
knew.
Okay.
Well, I knew some of the stuff about you when you. For those people that don't know, the way we met was you were one of the guest directors on Z-Rock.
That's right.
So you directed episode 3 of season 2, which was Mini Kiss, who we had on the podcast.
Hey, they're like in a commercial now or something.
With Kiss, the doctor.
Oh,
was it,
yeah, that's right.
Dr. Pepper, right? I think, yeah. And and you know, so they were saying that Sam Simon was coming in, so we're like, oh, okay, you know, who's that? And he said, they're like, okay, he did this, and that, and then they had mentioned the Simpsons that you were. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, part creator or developer, like what exactly?
I'm like co-creator. I developed Matt's characters, which were on another show that I was executive producer of called The Tracy Ullman Show.
Mm-hmm.
I took those and worked with Jim and Matt and made it into a series.
But artistically, did you have anything to do with the creative as far as the art and stuff, or
Yeah.
was that all?
Yes,
oh, you did.
I have
Okay.
a credit on the show as character designer.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was a big difference too from the way they looked on Tracy Ullman to when they became.
Well,
Simpsons,
they
you know?
kind of evolved, but yeah, there is a big difference, and a lot of people worked on the design to make it look the way that they do now.
Well, and I remember that was the big thing that we kind of.
You know, I wrote songs on that show too.
No, I know you
Oh,
created
yeah.
characters, right? You
I
created. Who did you
did.
create?
Well, it's hard to really say. Like,
Or help? Who did you like?
I mean, I'm trying to think the ones I drew. Like Mr. Burns, I drew. I don't know, a whole bunch of them. You know, but
Which songs?
I wrote the Itchy and Scratchy theme.
You wrote that theme?
Yes, I did.
See, that's just
Now, I don't
That's
really
amazing.
write music, but I sang it into a tape recorder,
Right.
and
You
they
came up with-
transcribed
well,
it.
but that's what you
and
know.
I wrote
that's-
I wrote the theme song too. I wrote the lyrics.
Oh, I was gonna say, hold on a second. I know who wrote the theme song.
the
It's
great Danny Elfman
Yeah.
doesn't get credit. I think that's one of the best theme songs ever. You know,
Yeah,
it's
he's
just what we
fun.
wanted. But see, we had the opening title storyboarded.
Right.
And I said, we should, you know, the idea is we're going to start in the clouds and it's going to seem like it's all angelic and sweet. And it's going to go, The Simpsons. And then, Danny, you do your thing. And he just didn't like that idea, I think. And he's a genius. I love him. He did a fantastic job. But when we came to record it, that part wasn't in there. And I said, wait. And so he and I think his assistant, they whatever they did where it sounds like a choir, but it's just a bunch of them, you know, a bunch of tracks of them singing over it. They put it in at the last minute.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And did you have like a lot of
What?
fight from him? Like, did he give you a hard time?
No, he
Or-
just went, oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's a great part of it.
I know.
That's a
He
great
he
part.
drew he gave me an autograph where he wrote the notes. Da, 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 da. You know, he wrote that out. People say he can't write music, but he could write that.
Well, I was just gonna say before is that I don't know if you like soundtrack music and stuff, but I love soundtracks. You know, I grew
do?
up. I love it. Yeah, I like because my
Like
dad.
for
my
science
dad,
fiction movies?
yeah, like you know, like what like Danny Elfman does. You know, like Batman, he did
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, like things like that. I have soundtracks. Like I
Yeah,
listen
well, like
to the soundtrack.
Batman, I don't know how much money he made for scoring that movie, but the score in that movie, because that wasn't a very good movie. I think the reason that movie made so much money was because of the score.
Well, Star Wars too. Did you ever see the documentary about Star Wars?
What?
Star Wars, if you, there's a great on the special editions. There's a great documentary where they said, George Lucas was like, I think in college at the time, they had very little budget. Everything was kind of like before the soundtrack. If you would watch it, it was really pathetic. And if you watch it without the soundtrack and you just listen to the dialogue and you see it, you notice like the actual stage, the set is very like kind of low budget. You notice things more, and it seemed very cheesy. Very, very cheesy. And they said once John Williams put in the soundtrack, it transformed it. Like that really saved the movie. And it's true, because if you really watch it, it gives it like such epic depth and like value. And you take it out. I'm telling you, take out the music.
I believe you.
It's ridiculous. It's so goofy.
Yeah. But that was a troubled movie, right? The whole time, and they didn't want,
Well, right, until and then he had money for the other ones, but that first one was just like him doing it on his own budget or something like that. I mean, don't quote me on that. I read that in Wikipedia, by the way.
Yeah.
But
no, but even like that, like I remember seeing Star Wars for the first time, and like you walked away, and there were things like that. Oh my God, that scene in the bar. That's so cool. All those aliens. And then you look at it.
Right.
This is before videotape and DVDs and all that stuff. It just kind of flies by when you're sitting there, and people, you used to go to the movies, pay your ticket, sit down, you see it, and then it's gone, and it's your memory of it. And you didn't, until it came out on TV, you'd never see it again. And you didn't get to really like examine the frames and go back and look at things.
But have you,
that bar scene looks ridiculous.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. When you really look at it,
it's like a kid's Halloween party.
Yeah, like a Muppet. It's like the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
When you look at it for real, that's the same thing about music too. If you ever notice, and this is for us, we feel it because we're in this industry now. If you think back in the '70s, right? Think about Led Zeppelin. Have you ever seen Zeppelin?
Actually, I have not been to many concerts, but I saw them at Wembley Stadium in 1976.
See, I picked the right band. So you saw Zeppelin, right?
I know.
Now, like you said, you can't go home and now put in the DVD. There wasn't like tons of pictures available of them and stuff like that. So all you had was that memory. And they must have been like gods. You know what I mean? I mean, I think about people back in the day. And now, can you imagine when you see, like, let's say you saw Zeppelin, they just came out.
Yeah.
They'd be on, they'd be tweeting, they'd have their Facebook, they'd be everywhere on the internet, Wikipedia,
Right.
and there's no mystique anymore. You can't hide anything. It's the same thing like with Star Wars.
I know, I saw him, and this guy, John Bonham, started this drum solo, and the other people in the band left the stage, and then I ended up leaving the
it was
audience.
like 30 minutes, right?
Oh my God. And then I came back and he was still going.
Yeah. He would do these 30
But
minute drum solos.
they were probably doing something backstage. That was probably
when was it? 70 what? Do you remember?
I think 76.
Oh, that's
75, 76.
That's
something
great.
like
That's probably Houses of the Holy. Like
but they'd be ruined too now because everybody knows they stole all their music.
But that's what I'm saying. It's such a different, it's a different world. It really is. But that's another subject. We don't have to get into that. But
hey, so I'm tweeting at Simon Sam. I'm promoting my Twitter account.
Well, go ahead.
Simon Sam. Check it out.
Do you tweet a lot?
A few times a day.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you tweeting because you actually enjoy it, or are you tweeting because it's part of the business? Like you kind of have to.
Well, it doesn't prop up anything else that I do. I just like doing it. I like hearing the people's reactions to what I say. And then there is an aspect of it that it's like a video game. You try and get more followers.
So you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the process.
I have fun doing it.
Do you do with Facebook too?
Yeah, but Facebook is nothing.
It's huge though.
It's just I understand it. I get people go, "Oh, I don't understand it." Like I do understand it, but I have I have an account and I agree that people can be my friends, and once in a while I'll put something up, but that's it. There's some pictures there
right, so
if you want to look at them. But
did you tweet when you were on Z-Rock? That you were
I didn't have it then. I just started.
So we missed all your tweeting action. How did you get involved in that anyway? How did you wind up working with us? I don't even know.
Well, your executive producer,
Which one? Oh, Gots?
Gotts. Andrew Gottlieb.
The Gots.
The Gotts. Well, you know what? Like I act a little bit once in a while, and I had just signed with CAA, and they said Andrew Gottlieb wants you to act in an episode of his show. And, you know, and I don't watch a lot of TV. And I said, oh, what show's that? Da-da-da. And then it was like, oh, maybe you're going to have an arc on it. I go, okay. I was going to play myself, which is really the best use of me. And so I go, okay. And then I call him, and then he wanted me to direct an episode, which I was happy to do because I like the style of the show and I had a good time. And I think it turned out to be a good episode.
Did you see anything before that? Did you have any idea?
Yeah. I looked at some. Okay. Yeah. Well, we were going to Hawaii, and they sent us the DVDs. That's why Ralph likes the show so much. Ralph Sorella, our mutual friend.
Our mutual
friend. Yeah, because he was. We were watching him one night. We put it in. And said, oh, they asked me to direct one of these. They said it was an acting part, and then they just wanted me to direct. But then, so we were watching it, and he he just jumped on it and loved it. He's going, that show's really good. That show's really good. So I did it.
And what was your experience? Did you love it?
I did love it, and I liked working that way.
It was kind of hectic, though, don't you think?
Well, the problem with it was, Paulie Z, is that it wasn't hectic till the last 3 hours of a 4-day shoot. The rest of the time, it's like, oh, do a couple hours today. You can come back tomorrow afternoon. We'll do a little scene here, and Then you do something else one day, do driving around, and you're doing a whole bunch of shows at the same time. And then we're doing the last day, and we've got like all this stuff to shoot. And I go, oh, well, this is going to be a long day. Okay, this is going to be the tough day. But we've got like 20 pages of a 30-page script left to shoot, and we're shooting in this apartment on the east side of New York.
Yeah.
And Gotts comes up to me, and he goes, I'd flown into New York. I had a suite at the Mandarin or something, which is, probably
nice,
over $1,000 a night. I bought my ticket.
Fancy.
And so here I am. He goes, we're thinking we're going to shoot the rest of the show next Wednesday. So I'm supposed to, and I go, why? He goes, well, we have to be out of the
house.
We have to be out of the apartment in 2 hours. I go, this is crazy. I don't want to stay. And he goes, well, if you can finish, then finish. So I start going crazy. not mania. I don't mean crazy like a lunatic. I'm going like, we got to move. Okay,
right.
Okay, let's do blocking.
Is that why everything was very quick?
Yeah, because I was like, okay, that's enough. Let's go. Okay, let's get in there. Start setting this over the thing. Get this set ready on this side. Because we had like all these different scenes to do, and sure enough, we finished the show, and I wasn't going to have to stay another week. And then I'm talking to Gotts. And I go, well, at least we finished. He goes, yeah. Actually, we could have, we would have paid the $50 to stay. I go, the $50 to stay? He goes, yeah. We needed to keep the freight elevator operator on so we could get the camera out of the apartment when we were done shooting. So this guy, he's going like, I'm supposed to stay there. Like he could have asked me for the $50. I would have given it to him. Oh, but this whole thing was about $50 to pay an elevator operator to stay and so they can move the equipment up and down.
Welcome to our world.
I know.
It was, I loved the improv of it. I loved it. I really did. But it was chaotic. It was tough because it was always
But it was
changing,
good, and that showed up on the screen. And those guys, they're like, I don't think they, like if Paulie Z wasn't on this show, they would have never been able to shoot an episode of the show. Because for some reason, I don't know, this guy, I don't know if he's an actor, I guess he's a singer, he's an extra, but they just happened they didn't know this when they started the show. He happens to have this ability that you could tell him what the scene was. These comedy writers with attention deficit disorder, they go, okay, now Paulie, in this scene, this guy thinks this, you think this, you got to, ask these guys a couple of things to show, and action. And for some reason, this guy could remember this stuff and do it. And I'm telling you, I've worked with the best actors in the history of situation comedy. They couldn't have done it. But anyway, they happen to have a guy that could. Otherwise, they'd have really been screwed.
Oh, well, that is so sweet. That is a nice, very nice thing to say.
Well, it's true.
Because I actually, a lot of people say I did really well, and I can't tell. And to this day, I'm still, I think, building that confidence.
You sit there and watch the videos over and over and over.
Yeah, but I only see the negative. You know what I mean? Like I'm a rock musician. That's what I know what to do. So when I go on stage and I sing, I know. I believe in myself. I know that I think of myself as like a rock god on stage. You know what I mean? Like I have that confidence.
That's a nice thing to say about yourself.
Yeah, well, you have to. You can't do you can't do what I do. Even like an actor, anybody. You can't entertain if you don't believe in yourself. But I think with the acting, it was so foreign to us and something we never really saw ourselves as. And I still have trouble sometimes seeing myself as being good at it. I still say like, what are they seeing? Like, what do you see? I don't see it. And I think that's just, just eventually you have to kind of just be like, well, look, I'm just going to do it and just believe that it's good.
Well, what you were doing was not memorizing lines and then memorizing blocking and doing them. You were creating the scene as you went along, and they gave you. It's very hard to do.
I wonder how it would translate to traditional acting, where I would have to memorize something and then remember. You know what I mean? I wonder, is it easier or harder that way?
I'd say it's just a little different. I don't think you'd have. Have you acted in anything besides Z-Rock?
No.
Really?
No.
Well, but what about in your videos? You never do like a little scene?
Yeah, but that's that acting. I don't know. Well, really.
Yeah, I think it is. Hey, there's a lot of musicians that are good actors, right?
Yeah.
And there's some that aren't.
Of course.
And there's some improv guys that are good actors, and there's some that aren't. And there's some stand-up comedians that are good, and some that aren't.
I'd have to I think I would just need to train with the basic skills, like the auditioning we talked about before,
right?
Like just figuring out that kind of stuff. And
well, do they know about things. Do your listeners know about the? Okay.
No, but like my other side projects and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
No, I don't talk about it unless something good happens. But okay. I've been looking into it.
There's going to be a very big announcement in the near future here.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
He's very confident for me. What? Well, I got to come out here more and hang out with you. You're good for my ego. Very, very, fatherly like. It's like, son, it's going to be okay. Do you have kids?
I have a stepdaughter.
And?
What?
She cute?
What does that mean?
Is she cute? I don't know.
Very cute.
All right, don't worry. I'm not I'm not looking or anything. I'm just asking if she's cute.
Well, she's 7 years old.
So she's adorable. I didn't say hot, right? Did I say hot? No, a puppy is cute. A butterfly is cute.
Here, wait.
Let me see this picture. You like being a dad?
Well, I'm a stepdad, so that's easy.
How's that easier? If anything, that seems like it'd be harder.
You don't really have any responsibilities. Jen can't go, you're not holding up your side of the bar, because it's like, I have no side of the bar. But
that's funny. Well, there's a lesson to you men out there. Be a stepdad. It's a lot easier.
And that I can't wait.
Do you know how to work your phone?
Oh, very well. There's just a certain picture, and I have so many.
Oh, you're looking for a particular one.
Yeah, I was gonna.
All right. Well, while you're looking for that, I want to.
I thought it would be right here, so I'm not gonna do it. Wait.
I want to ask you a little bit about. You say you don't go to many concerts. Oh, wait, he found the picture. Okay. Oh, yes. See, she is cute.
Adorable.
Adorably cute.
Her
7?
name's Cooper.
7, you said?
She's going to be 8 in November.
Mm-hmm.
I just got her into a private school.
What's she into? She into... you see any signs of like entertaining?
Unfortunately, yeah. She watches that Hannah Montana
and
those shows, and she learns that behavior, and frankly, it's obnoxious. She'll go I'll say something, she'll put her hand on her hip and go, and your point is, and you go, oh my God, and it's like, and she says things, and I go, where did you, I go, who said that? She goes, I said that. I go, no, I mean, who said it before you? She goes, nobody. And it turns out it's not true. Wait, I gotta think of this thing that she said. I can't remember it now, but she said something, and I was gonna be in a sitcom with Norm Macdonald, and whatever this thing she said,
acting in it or directing?
Acting, and I said, Coop. God, I'm ruining the story because I can't remember what the catchphrase, but it was like a catchphrase.
We'll probably edit this whole section out anyway.
Okay, good. So anyway, so she says this thing, and I go, Cooper, who said that? She goes, I said that. I go, no, did you see that on TV? She goes, no, I said that. And I go, you made it up. She goes, yeah. I go, well, I should say that all the time on the Norm Macdonald show. That could be my catchphrase. And she starts crying. She starts crying. She goes, Sam stole my catchphrase. Sam stole my catchphrase. And I go, Cooper, what's a catchphrase? She goes, I don't know, but you stole it. In the meantime, like 2 days later, I turn on Hannah Montana, and one of the characters said it. It's like their catchphrase. So I would have said it, and then I would have been stealing from Hannah Montana.
You know what would have happened, right? Wikipedia would have been like, Sam Simon is best known for stealing catchphrases from little kids. I can't remember what it was.
But the other day she goes, she said, the hand is off duty, so talk to the booty. And it's like, I go, who said that? And she goes, I did. And it's like, oh, please, you did not.
Oh my God, that stuff. How when you got into that relationship, right? How old was she?
Cooper?
Yeah.
She wasn't even 3.
Oh, okay. So she was a toddler.
Yeah.
So what was she watching back then? What did you guys like? Were you doing?
She was watching
the Wiggles,
SpongeBob. Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we do kid stuff for real, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big part of our life, and it's a lot of the
we
stuff
had a
that's
scene
out
where
there.
you did. We had a party scene in the show that I did.
But a lot of people think that's just part of the show. They don't realize that's what we really do.
No, I knew that.
Well, you're bright.
Yeah,
you're a pretty bright guy.
That's what sold the show.
Yeah, of course. But you'd be
They
surprised.
want to be Aerosmith. They're a bunch of Jersey.
Brooklyn. Don't say Jersey.
They're a bunch of Brooklyn.
I'm not the situation.
Rock and roll. He's doing okay.
But, yeah, he's doing better.
That show's no good this year.
Yeah, but still, he's
Why
getting
did they not?
10,000.
It's not in the Jersey Shore.
But
it's called the Jersey Shore. These guys they ruled the school. They've been going there their whole lives. That was the show. So the show is great. They pick it up. They move it to Miami. What a stupid idea.
Jersey Shore didn't want him back.
And
they can't.
Is that true?
Yeah, the neighborhoods didn't want him back.
The neighborhood didn't want them back. I can see that though. But do you know those guys get like $10,000 per appearance?
Oh yeah.
I can't get $10 to appear anywhere.
Well, that's the power of this stuff. That's why why does Jimmy Johnson want to be on Survivor?
Right.
It's because you make a fortune. Emmett Smith, Jerry Rice,
but
they had no life.
We had two series of a show, 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Somebody should give me. Would you pay? You want to pay me to appear at your house or something? No.
Oh, actually,
I could do.
Yeah, we could have a kids party.
Yeah. Well, she's 7. That's actually we've done older kids parties though.
Oh, that's too old.
Well, the Z Brothers actually focus on toddlers, which is like 1 to 5,
right,
or like 2 to 6.
Okay.
But we've done plenty of like 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. We adjust the songs. We do more like Beatles and Beach Boys, because at that point, once they're like past, I'd say around 5 or 6, they start listening to popular music. Mm-hmm. Whereas like when you get a 3-year-old. They kind of all know the wheels on the bus. Does that make sense? Like there's a limit to what they know. So, for her, we'd probably have to do some Hannah Montana stuff, unfortunately. I'd have to learn it and do it. But we could do a party.
Yeah,
when is she 8?
Her dad is he's a pretty successful choreographer.
Mm-hmm.
So she's met all these people. She's met the Jonas Brothers and Hannah Montana. And she's been on stage and watched some rehearsals. It's like weird
awesome
thing where, she's watching these people and she's met them and she knows them and she thinks that's all normal.
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff.
that's like the life of a of a kid in Hollywood.
Yeah.
If you have I mean, it must be interesting. What was your background growing up? Like, you just regular blue collar kind of upbringing, or were your parents in the business too?
Well, no, my parents weren't in the business, but I grew up in Beverly Hills and Malibu.
So I mean, I guess.
We knew. I don't think it was like before. I wasn't like, it was unusual to me when we met someone in show business or we had a neighbor in show. Someone in your business named Elvis Presley. I don't know if you've ever heard any of his stuff.
Was he on? Wait, Elvis was.
But Priscilla. If you're an Elvis fan, Priscilla's house was over our back fence
In Beverly Hills? Or
in Beverly
Malibu?
Hills. Yeah,
Okay.
well, that's where it is. And our dog ran away once, and Elvis brought him back in a limo.
What?
Yeah,
How old are you?
I was probably 16 or 17.
Did you know at that point?
Well,
like,
this is the really interesting thing about it is people forget, like, Elvis is a god now, but people forget he was kind of, I don't want to say anything, negative, but he was kind of a disgrace
at the end, towards the end,
for playing Vegas and being fat and
like the
doing
drugs
all
and
those
stuff.
horrible movies. That's been kind of forgotten now because when he died young, he had an amazing amount of he'd do 5 albums a year and he's an incredible talent.
Well, the positive
and a
heavily
groundbreaking-
outweighed the negative.
Yeah,
I would think. Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, when Elvis pulled up in a limo and he was sitting in the back and our dog comes out, it wasn't like, oh my God, it's Elvis Presley. It was like, oh, he was a little bit of a joke,
I know, I get it, I understand, because they, you fall hard. It's almost like you're almost lucky if you can. It's sounds terrible.
Oh,
but
yeah,
if you
that's-
die in your prime,
That's for sure.
you're locked in.
That's the best way. Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. Or Jimi Hendrix. Think about that.
Hendrix.
John Bonham. You talk about, you saw Zeppelin. I mean, who knows what he would be now?
Well,
if he-
also, like, the Beatles, I promise you they would be back together touring. That mystique of the what was it? They were only together like 7 or 8 years or
Right.
something like that. But
and now you can only
you'd have had
imagine.
plenty-
You can imagine what it would be like. You know what I mean? Whereas now you have real reunions, and it's never really as good anyway.
yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. But let me ask you now. We're going to switch topics
Right.
to our other part of the podcast, which I told you is food.
I'm
And-
the worst person to ask.
Why?
I'm a vegan.
Well, that's
I have
that's
very
good though.
strict
No, that's good
dietary
because
requirements.
it doesn't have to be.
You
about
met my
meat potatoes.
girlfriend. Do you remember Jen?
From the set.
Yeah. Really?
I remember meeting her, but I don't know if I remember I'm trying to picture the face.
Seriously?
That was a while ago.
Oh,
We never had conversation. I
Yes,
probably
you
said,
did.
Where?
you had lunch with her
When?
in the YMCA.
What? Are you sure it's me?
Uh-huh.
Was it me, you, and her, or just me and her?
Me, you, and her.
Right.
And Ralph.
Right.
It's okay. I'm just surprised you don't remember.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
Right.
Oh no. I remember. She got she has legs, right? She has hair.
This probably happens to you all the time.
No, that's not true. I'm usually really good, but I'm
Right,
just
I'm
trying
gonna
to.
find-
If I see the face, then it will jog my memory.
Yeah, you
but
don't- yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of shit going on, dude.
I agree.
Like during that,
I
filming
agree.
and stuff.
Let me find a
You know what I do remember from doing that episode?
What?
Was that's when I was on a strict diet and I lost
Oh,
a lot
because
of
you
weight.
had to take your top off,
Yeah. Yes.
right?
Yes. But I actually lost a little bit too much weight, and I was very
Oh,
lethargic.
you know
Do you remember
what?
that?
That's true.
You remember
No,
that?
no. Well, I don't remember that, but I remember there was some little issue.
Of me being a little tired and
Yeah.
looking a little thin. Because you didn't know me, so you
You
didn't
don't
know
remember
if I... Is that what she looked like then too? Or did
Yeah,
she? Her
that's
hair was a
her.
little different.
Well, that's her. Doesn't matter. But what I was going to say is, she's a cordon bleu trained chef.
Really?
Yeah, she's like an amazing. Now she's a chef.
She's hot, dude.
Oh, is she?
She's hot. You don't think so?
Well, I don't. I don't see the exterior of a person. I know she's a, I love her and she's a great
But you
person
can't-
on the inside.
But you don't acknowledge that she's smoking hot?
No, I don't even see that.
You don't even see that?
No, it doesn't.
Well, can I see it for you? Is
I
it
see
okay if I see
inner.
it for
I
you?
see inner beauty.
Is it okay if I see it for you?
She's got inner beauty. That's the important thing to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, she like she doesn't make up dishes like Tom Colicchio or one of those guys. I mean, she could, but that's not what she does. What she can do is you give her any recipe and she does it. She just makes it.
Is that what she does for a living?
She does a lot of different things, but yeah, she's got a catering company. So she'll make a wedding cake. She'll make a wedding cake in the kitchen.
But is she vegan too, like you?
No.
So how's that work?
It's never a problem. It's never
been an issue?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But our favorite, the restaurant we go to the most in Los Angeles, which I
so you can answer my question. That's what I was going to ask.
Twitter about at Simon Sam, SIMON but it's called RFD. There's actually 2 of them.
Okay.
And we go there once or twice a week.
What kind of food is it?
It's vegan.
Oh, it's a vegan place.
Yeah, but it's great.
Why vegan though? Is that your whole life or something that you decided later on?
I've been a vegetarian for 38 years.
Why though? I'm
I
always
don't
curious.
like to kill the animals.
So it is the animals. It has to do with that.
It's good
Okay.
for you too. There's a lot of
guess
reasons
so.
for it, but mine is animal rights issue.
I had Corey Feldman on the show, and he's another one. He like that also. He's very, very, and he looks great. And you look great too. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? Or do you want to keep it?
That's on Wikipedia.
Okay, I'll go check. But whatever it is, I mean, you look good. You get
Thank
good
you.
complexion. You got, you don't have like you look younger than me. I get no sleep. Look at my back.
I
under my
agree.
eyes.
I agree. I look way younger than you.
Well, you didn't have to.
You're
agree
going
that
like,
quickly.
"Hey, Dad." You're like my old dad.
No, maybe just like my older brother. Or
Older
something,
brother.
but, you know.
Well, you're all
Well, you graduated according to Wikipedia. You graduated university the year I was born.
right.
So yes, I mean, you got some years on me. But
Absolutely.
you look great.
Yeah.
And Corey looks great too. And he said it's strictly because of his diet. I tried.
I played
dude.
poker.
I tried. Huh?
I
With
played in
Corey?
a poker tournament with him.
No good.
This was a big Hollywood tournament, and people, I have a reputation as a guy that's a poker champion, which I deserve because I am. And I was out of this. I was out of this tournament in 3 hands, but the first hand was with him, and he laid down. I don't know. He showed me 2 pair. Like,
And he laid it down?
What do you?
That's something
What
I
do you
would
think?
do. I
So
don't
I was
know what I'm
like
doing.
bullying him. So then I do it on some other guy. He calls with nothing, but he's got more than me. So I was, so I got to walk out of there. I was like, Sam Simon's out. Sam Simon's out. Sam Simon's out. Sam Simon's out.
What weren't we supposed to be on your poker show? What happened to that?
They canceled the show,
Oh,
even though it was a big hit for Playboy Channel, and people loved it. Did you ever see any clips? Go to YouTube, look at some clips of Sam's Game, my poker show. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people said it's the best poker show on TV, but it wasn't like good poker playing. It was just people
More
drinking.
entertaining.
Artie Lang did it. Norm did it. My ex-wife Jennifer Tilly did it. Her boyfriend Phil Locke. Bunch
so
of
more
great people.
entertaining than it was the actual
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it was funny. It was like sort of almost not really a talk show, but it was about all the shenanigans.
Don't you
more
just
than-
hate when a network doesn't pick up a show?
It
even
happens.
though
It's happened to me so many times.
well, it's only happened to me once, Devin, and I don't want it to happen again.
Yeah, no. I
What
mean,
is the point? Why though? I don't understand the show. When a show's doing good, what else are they
this
looking
is
for?
Playboy is a company that is in disarray. You can read about it, in the news, in the financial pages, all the time. The stock has collapsed. It comes back a little bit. Different people want to buy it, and this and that, and they just don't have corporate synergy. They don't. The guy that was running Playboy Channel when we did the show had a great idea to make it sort of non-porn, because porn has collapsed. No one watches that on TV. It's all on the internet. It's all free. It was about his idea, which sounds completely correct to me, was to do sort of reality style programming that somehow connected with the world of Playboy the way Hef did it when Playboy started. And a new CEO of the company came in and he goes, even though the numbers, like on the I guess 6 weeks or that our show was on, their subscriptions were up 30% over what they normally do. And that's with no publicity. You couldn't get it. There's no way to get that message out because they don't have a budget for it. Even though he just goes, that's not what we're going to do. And so it was over. But the same thing happened with the George Carlin show. Someone came in to Fox and said, I want to make this network something different. And we got canceled. That's it.
What's same like a record label?
And then that guy's gone.
Right, and then the next guy comes in. And, right, it's
right.
Same with like a record label. There are bands, I've heard so many horror stories about bands that were brought in, had everything behind them, and then that guy is gone.
Right.
And then the new guy comes in, he's like, yeah, no more hair metal, we're doing this. Or no more grunge, we're doing this. It's a shame. It's why it just proves that you got to try. It's better if you can build something on your own.
But the record business is a lot like the sitcom business because it's basically
what? Say it.
Gone.
Oh.
But you have touring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even touring suffering. A lot of people don't have the money to go out. It's a whole.
Well, you know what
world.
else too? It's like if you look, if you can Google the top 10 acts touring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're all heritage acts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's no new bands.
Lady
that's
Gaga,
why. But that's why you need. But that's why you need. But for every one Lady Gaga, you know what I mean?
Right.
How many? Thousands upon thousands of artists are not, being able to pay their rent. For us, we're lucky that we have outlets. We have the kids thing. We had the TV show, and that opened up doors for acting, which, Sam's gonna help me. I know. I feel like he's like my angel. He's gonna watch out. He's gonna put me in the if Brad Pitt can't do the next movie, they're gonna call me. No?
You have an agent, right?
No. I should though. I should probably get one.
I think so.
Maybe I should get one.
I can't imagine you're the star of a TV series and you don't have an agent.
That's a long story. It'll be in my book. All right. Before we wrap up, I want to
wrap up.
No, not yet. I said before. That's why I said before.
How long is this?
The show's about an hour.
Okay.
How long have we been talking?
20 minutes.
No, you're good. 43, 44.
Oh, yeah, see? So believe it or not, time goes very quick. I'm telling you. That's why Stern's got it right. 6 hours show. Dude, I could be here with you for 6 hours easily. Because the good stuff comes later.
Have you ever heard me on Howard Stern?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
Well, how do I compare to Howard? I know I'm not as good, but how's your interview?
It's great that you want to challenge yourself, to compare yourself to the greatest of all time.
That's what I do as a musician.
He is amazing. But this is the thing. When I do interviews, not necessarily this one, I try to be funny.
Right.
Not today. This is very relaxed. But
I try to do good. Not today.
Whenever I'm on the Howard Stern show, people go, "Oh, that was so funny. You were hilarious." I've never been funny on the Howard Stern show. The reason it's funny is because of Howard.
Right.
All you have to do is sit there and answer the questions. He takes it from there. He just makes it
He molds
work.
it, yeah.
Which is, so I'm, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not being lazy. I just know my job isn't to come up with jokes.
Right.
It's to answer his questions, and everybody loves it. He is just amazing.
What I
If
love
show
about
goes
him
off the air, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I love about Howard is, and what I try to do it, and obviously I'm a novice, I'm just starting, and so I like the way that it doesn't feel like he has these, the questions written out and he's just kind of robotic.
You are absolutely right.
It's conversational. That's what it is. It's conversational. He can go this way or
he's
this
like
way.
Michael Jordan. So when you say like what makes him different, he's just better at everything. But one of the skills that he has, or one of the talents, I don't know what you call it, is he takes it like there'll be this little opening that no one else will see. He's like he's like Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith or something. It's like, boom, he gets through there and scores an 80-yard touchdown. And the next 3 hours can be about something that anybody else, it would have just gone right by. He'll
You
say,
know
"What
who's
about-"
good too like that? Is Craig Ferguson. You ever watch him?
No.
Oh, late night. He's a late
he?
night. He's good because he doesn't go by a script. He's the only one. Like he.
Well, none of those are good interviewers. None of those guys.
He's good.
Is he?
You should check him out because he does it the same way.
I
He goes
directed
off,
him
you know.
for 8 years on the Drew Carey Show.
And what?
He didn't strike me as someone that should have a talk show.
I like
but I
it.
could be.
I mean-
I've heard such great things about him.
He's very the same way. He's very
Yeah.
like it conversational. Whereas, like,
Yeah.
let's say we're talking, and then you mention something that I wouldn't even thought of. We go there.
Yeah.
We go there. That's what I try to do. You know what I mean? I obviously, like I said, he's much more seasoned. I mean, he's like the best.
Right.
But I try to look for those openings and not be so rigid, which is the same as improv. Like when we did the show. It's
Right.
Like, if an opportunity presents itself, you got to take it. You got to be willing to take it. And that's what I try to do. But, and I think, getting back, I mean, how do you feel? You asked me before.
Oh,
Are
this
you
is
any
great.
good?
Yeah.
I'm doing all right?
Yeah, you're doing good.
Not bad.
But that's why I like Howard. Like, he can interview, like the best interviews with sports people. Howard Stern. He doesn't know anything about sports, but like that's what makes it good. He's
Well, he's asking real questions.
He's asking
That's what I
real
find.
questions, and I happened to hear another neighbor. Our neighbors were
Michael Jackson?
Elvis Presley, Wilt Chamberlain, and Groucho Marx. We were kind of in the middle of those three when I was growing up.
It's a nice place to be.
And Wilt was, when I was 12 and 13 and a basketball fan, like, what was my neighbor? I would go over, I would talk to him. I'd walk by his house and see him every day. He'd invite me inside. I'd watch him cook baked pies and stuff. And took me for a ride in his Maserati. And he was just the coolest guy. And, he's dead. He's been dead for, I don't know, probably more than 10 years. But when I see interviews with him, I go, that is not the guy I knew. It's not him. He comes off as, certainly it was a side of his personality, but he's this kind of arrogant, sullen, angry guy. That's what I get when I see this stuff.
Bang, like thousands of women. Like
Yeah, well, that's the big thing. That was, that's what everybody went to, and he wrote that in a book to sell books, and it's probably true. I used to see girls over there all the time. But I never knew that Howard interviewed him, and then I was listening to some best of, when they played the old shows.
Right.
And he had Wilt on. I don't think he knew who Wilt was. He probably heard the name. He certainly didn't know 100 points, average 50 points, and, all that stuff.
No clue.
And I just thought, that's the guy. I heard this guy who was having a good time and laughing and stuff, and I went, Howard Stern. If the object of an interview is so that the, people listening will get to know a person, he's the only guy I ever saw that did it.
Yeah. He also has the advantage of having people on for a while, which is why when we first started, the first few interviews of the podcast were like, 10 minutes, right? 15 minutes, something like that. And then the first guy who broke out of that was Sebastian Bach, actually, because because I actually couldn't get him to stop talking, which is really funny. But I loved it because he's so good. He's so great to interview because he's so animated and he's so candid and he'll tell you what he thinks. But we looked at the end of the thing and he had to go, and I'm looking, I was like, oh my God, it was an hour. It flew by. It was like, I couldn't believe it. And then it just felt like, I always say it's like working out, like when you do the elliptical or whatever. It's like the first 20 minutes.
Right.
It's just cardio. You don't really burn fat. And that's how I feel when I do this. That's why I try to get people on as long as I can, because I get through the this is my Twitter account. This is my new project. I don't really care. No, I don't care. I want to know, Elvis Presley brought home your dog.
Right.
Because he ran away. That's what I want to know. I want to know, what color pajamas you wear. I want. That's the kind of thing I want to know. I want to know you're vegan. Okay, I want to know this or that, or the person. The
Are you a
things
big meat eater?
Yes, I am. I'm
So
a big
what-
food eater in general, like to the point where that's my only real
Do you
vice.
eat veal?
I don't like veal that much. No.
But you know what they do to a veal?
Oh boy, what do they do? Here we go. What did they do?
What?
What did they do?
No, but I mean, it's a calf that's kept in
a cage
in
or
a
something.
cage,
They beat it
so
up.
it never gets any muscles.
They beat it up and make it watch Jersey Shore.
All right.
For 10 hours in a row, torture. No?
Well, go
They
to
put on
PETA.
Hannah Montana and then they put
Go to PETA.org and look up veal.
I can't do that. I can't.
So
But
you
you
just don't
don't
want to
have to-
know.
You don't even acknowledge. I mean, you don't think that was just a natural thing that humans eat meat, though. I mean, why don't you just eat meat from places that take better care of the animal?
You should.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I was listening. If you want to eat meat, at least you can eat meat there's other reasons not to eat meat. We can seal the ozone hole if people
Stop eating meat.
Of course, the
How is
cattle
that?
industry causes more greenhouse gases than all the cars in the world.
What? Okay.
Check
All
it
right.
out.
All right, now I gotta go research.
You gotta, yeah.
Between you and Corey, man.
What is Corey against the?
Oh, he's
I know
so
everybody
into-
hates
he's
you.
so into it.
Everybody
I don't
hates
hate
you. No, not you. But I'm saying it's like people get so mad when you talk about this stuff.
I think
but
'cause
it's
it
like
makes
it's
us-
true.
but it makes you guilty. That's why. Because you feel guilty when like deep down inside, like maybe you should be doing this X, Y, and Z, but you don't want to think about it. Does that make sense? It's like I want to enjoy my
Yeah.
thing, and if
does
I
make
know
sense. That's
yeah.
why nothing ever changes and the
Exactly.
world keeps getting worse.
Exactly, because we don't want to know.
But
the truth.
I have the largest. You know what LEED certification is? See,
No.
I walk the walk.
What do you do?
Well, my house is the certification for a house built in a sustainable, environmentally conscious manner is called LEED.
Okay.
It's leaders in I don't know. I don't forget. It's LEED. And
like you built the
environmental
house-
and engineering.
You built the
design
house
of-
from scratch.
I
with
built a
these
house
specs
from
or something?
scratch with the goal of being 100% self-sustaining as far as gas and heat and power, and all the materials are recycled. And
How do you get your own power?
Gold certification in your house?
uh-huh,
Really?
yeah,
That's huge.
What?
It's got a gold.
and it's a mansion.
Gold.
Gold. They don't do that to me.
And how does that work, though? You got to show me. Maybe we can continue this podcast there one day, and you can show me.
I would love it.
We'll bring the thing, and we'll go around, and you tell me.
No,
how,
part of the
'Cause I
LEED
don't even
certification
understand it.
process is doing publicity for the house.
Oh well, there you go.
So you get points for that. So yeah, that's
All
part
right.
of our
I'd
deal.
love to know because I know Corey was telling me too. The same thing.
We've
he says
got
his whole
solar
house
cells
is like that.
I could heat my pool to 100 degrees with these tubes I got on my roof.
Oh, so that's how you get the energy from.
That's one of the things. We got two different systems. We got photovoltaics and we got the gas tube.
Jesus Christ.
I drive an electric car. I got 2 electric cars. They're hooked up to solar cells. You look
Wow.
at that BP thing. It's like we don't need it.
Right.
You know.
That's big business. There's a difference.
I
That's the
know,
problem.
it's-
That's why it won't change because it's
That's
big
right.
business. I
That's
agree
right.
with you. Listen, don't get me wrong.
It's criminal.
Well, all right. Well, listen, Sam. We're gonna have to continue this another time.
You know, the one thing I feel bad about is I can't remember that thing that Cooper said that I wanted to steal. I wonder if I can. Okay, you wrap up the show. I'll try
okay,
and
while
remember
you
it.
start remembering.
Okay, wait.
Well, are we? He's look at he's scrunching
Wait,
his
what did
eyes.
she say?
He said, "What did she say? What did she say?" Let's meditate on
That's
it.
my name. Don't wear that. No, that's Pee Wee Herman. No, that's fine. No, what
I wish
was
you guys
it?
can see what's
What-
going on right
what
now.
did
His
she
face is turning
say?
red.
What
He's-
did she say? It was so good.
Well, we're gonna have
The
time for some Yo
attitude
Paulies on this one. Or I think are we
was-
close to the brink?
What is
All
this,
right.
Dear Polly?
Dear Paulie?
What'd
No,
you say?
it's Yo Paulie.
What is that? People sending questions?
Yeah, emails and stuff.
We'll do a question. I
You wanna do a
I
quick
want to be
one?
here for that. Yeah.
All right. Do we have time for a question?
Sure. Crack it open.
Okay.
You keep remembering over there.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Come on,
can't.
start
I
remembering.
can't. I know when I.
You're having way
when
too
I
much
get
fun on this podcast.
upset.
You don't want to go. I can see.
Okay.
You're enjoying yourself. Maybe not as much as the Howard Stern show, but maybe more than other shows.
I've had a good time.
You had a good time?
You need more
Help?
No. You're good at everything you do, Polly.
Thank you. Now, if I can just make some money from it.
Except making money.
Huh?
That's your one.
What?
That's the one thing you're underachiever.
Except Okay. Let's see. This one is from Teresa. Yo, 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 Paulie, what's up? That's how they start the emails.
Right. Oh, are you jealous of the Paulie from Jersey Shore? Is that an issue?
Fuck that bitch. I'll take it.
Well, you can say fuck on this show?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a podcast. I know. Look at him. He's like, damn.
Motherfucking.
There you
God damn it. You
Fuck.
cunt.
This is it's a podcast, so it's online. You can do
Well, I
whatever
know,
you want.
but, you know, you
well, it's
could-
better than you think.
Well,
It's
your
more
audience
respectable.
is 2-year-olds.
Not for this.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm
talk
sorry.
about blowjobs and
Oh.
orgies. No, this is not for kids. It's like Z-Rock. No. My kids thing. Although maybe I should start a kids podcast. That could be cool. And then I'll get kids in here and we'll interview them.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bill Cosby. Remember that show Bill Cosby had?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
All right. So what's up? Question for you. You mentioned on your latest podcast, episode 33, about a calorie counter. Is that only on the iPhone? I have been doing Weight Watchers and I lost 31 pounds. Would love to have something I could just look up the calories for it. Sounds awesome. All right. P.S. Keep rocking. Can't wait to see you guys in August. All right. So, it was called, you ever heard of, do you have an iPhone? Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you know the program?
You've held it.
Lose It?
You don't remember
yeah.
my girlfriend. You don't remember my iPhone.
I don't get a lot of sleep, bro. My memory's not great. His memory's better than me. He looks better than me.
No, I don't
You know
remember.
what? I'm
I
going
don't
vegan.
remember. I don't remember this. My catchphrase.
Yeah, don't yell at me. You
Okay,
don't even remember your
but go
daughter's
on.
catchphrase. All
Go
right.
on.
So it was a program called Lose It, and it's a
Yeah,
calorie
no, I
count.
know.
You know
I
that
someone.
one?
I know someone that's lost a lot of weight from it.
It's great. It's great. And Weight Watchers.
So what
I've
do you
tried-
do? You scan it in?
No, you type in. You're like if I put in pizza and then it'll show it had different kinds of pizza, whatever, and it tells you how many calories
Yeah.
it is. And it's kind of like Weight Watchers. The only difference is Weight Watchers assigns points. So like if I was going to eat,
Right.
a cup of coffee might be a point.
Right.
This one will tell you the actual calories. It might say
Right.
60 calories. And you stay within your thing. But, bro, when I was on that episode that you directed, when I lost that weight, that's how I did it.
Really?
I did Lose It. And
But there's a bunch of programs like this, but you like Lose It.
I think Lose It's great. It's free,
Okay.
and it's one
It's
of the better
free?
ones. It's free, yeah. And it's really, really, I think it's fun, easy to use, and it's accurate with the calories.
Uh-huh.
And I lost, because I knew that, okay, if I was going to
You
have
work
this.
out?
Yeah. I mean, I went, I do, and then I have my days
We
when
do
I'm off.
cardio.
Cardio and weights and everything, yeah. Now I do even a little yoga and stuff.
You doing resistance?
Not consistently.
Okay.
I'm not like my brother.
All
You
right.
say
No,
my brother.
nobody likes those big muscles.
No, but I like to be lean,
Yeah.
and I like lean
Right,
muscle.
right,
My brother, you say remember my brother, right?
Oh my God, that guy's a monster.
It's ridiculous.
But that's not natural development.
No, that's
That's
constant
steroids.
discipline. No, that's not steroids.
What?
That's not steroids.
You don't get that big.
Sure you can. He's not that
No.
big. He's not that big. He's just in.
That guy's like Hulk Hogan.
No, he's not. You
He's
remember?
like Brock Lesnar.
He just is very disciplined with his workouts. He doesn't take steroids.
Right, okay.
Yes. He's not that big.
Oh, I forgot. We're on the radio. See how relaxed this is?
But I make it relax.
Right.
That's
yeah.
the sign of
Yeah,
a
no,
great
I
interview.
forgot. I shouldn't be talking about your brother like that.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Why not?
But plus, he's got like
That's great.
that rage.
What rage? What are you talking about?
No,
you
he's-
talking about the same people? All right. You want to do one more?
So you said what the name of the app is?
Yeah, Lose It. It's called Lose It.
Yeah.
Have you ever done any kind of calorie counting or diets and things like that? Or are you pretty
No, but I
consistent?
should. I've like kind of edged up a little bit, so I gotta. And then Jen's also a trainer, a personal trainer. But she doesn't do it for me. Doesn't.
What?
Well, she should. I wish.
Are
she,
we getting into a whole nother
I
subject?
wish she would
doesn't
like.
do it
I
too?
wish she would like
Train you?
bug me a little bit.
Train you
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. All right, listen, Sam. I'm going to wrap up right now. You
No,
ready?
no, you won't do another.
No.
Yo,
You're done.
Paulie?
No, you're done.
Could I do one?
No.
Yo, Paulie.
Yeah, you ask me a question. Go ahead. Say yo, and then ask me a question.
Yo, Paulie. Hey, big fan. When's Z-Rock coming back? I hope soon. But, Paulie, when you're in LA, what's your favorite steakhouse?
Ooh, that's very good. Well, believe it or not, I don't have enough money to afford steakhouses anymore. But I did when I was on Z-Rock. But I went to Morton's once, and I like that a lot. But you know what? I like the Rainbow. Everybody knows I love the Rainbow Bar and Grill on Sunset. And they have a great filet mignon. I had it last night. And Alex actually made a good point. It's not seasoned, really. It's just a great piece of meat. Like you know what I mean? Like you don't taste any salt, pepper. It's almost like they don't put anything on it. They just cook it. But such a great piece of meat. I love it. So I would say the Rainbow Bar and Grill, filet mignon, medium rare. Get the mozzarella sticks. Get the chicken soup.
Okay.
You like that?
Thanks, Paulie Z.
And Z-Rock, we're working on it. We'll get it back up there. All right. So that if you want to send me more interesting questions, as not as interesting, obviously, as Sam Simon. That is the best question I've ever had. But if you want to send me some other stuff, it's yopaulie@thepoliezshow.com, or just go to the website, which is thepoliezshow.com. And on iTunes, that's where you can get the show. You can subscribe for free. And go to our website for the band, which is zo2.com, and my Twitter, which is Paulie Z. Oh, actually, sorry, it's zo2paulie on Twitter. And Sam Simons, which is Simon Sam.
Simon Sam,
Simon
one word.
Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, if you want to follow Sam. All right? So, again, thank you very much, Sam. I hope you had a good time. I definitely
had a blast.
did. And I guess I'll talk to you next time. Later.